Sure. How you doing?
Is because yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm all right. I think what's interesting probably more so is like how we even met. There's like loads of people watch us on the internet for different reasons, right? And I think like how people actually meet was kind of interesting. When was it?
so it's a couple of months ago now. The first place we met was at Carboot.
It was at a Carboot.
We planned it for this, or did I just bump into you right night?
I think one of them I bumped into, and then the other time we planned it. But I'm trying to think like exactly when that happened.
No, so you came down to the Carboot one or two.
Oh, shout out to eBay.
And then we just walked round and we made a few videos.
I
And it
remember.
went, use the
Oh
table.
my god, I remember.
Table.
So yeah, so there was that time when I met you because I hadn't even met you. Your content was POV, so like your through the glasses. I thought it was your mate at the time, and I was like,
Yeah.
"It's a Carboot Guy," and this guy just goes, "No, it's him, right?" And I'm just like, "Oh, it's not even." Yeah. But then we went to the Carboot, and then we just had like a little look.
You bought that table.
The book table, yeah. It's mad. I'm still got that. He's got my TV on it. I think that might be my best purchase I've had from Carboot in a while.
So what was it? Play Furrows.
It was about, I think it was 30 or 40 quid. I think I had to borrow a tenner off you. That was the first one, mate. I was like, we're going to give you my bank details to send you a tenner.
eBay listing for like £200 worry about it.
Now the polo table, yeah, it's mad. But I think like the reason, I don't know, it's kind of like the breaking the fourth wall, but like sitting there having a conversation. It's like me and you come from how I think like we come from two different sets of content, right? Yeah. And also different perspectives of like reseller, which I think we'll get into is like the questions that people have asked. Like obviously people have asked, we asked them like what people want to know and they've given us some topics. But I think like one of the big things we want to talk about is like reselling business and content. But I guess started off, how did you get into resale?
So it actually started, I used to buy a lot of clothes on eBay.
Yeah, myself.
And
What was you buying?
just branded clothes, but it's cheaper. I didn't mind premium clothing. It's like 10, 15 years ago, really.
So you
People were like,
You started 10 years ago?
I started 10 years ago. I started selling 10 years ago. But before that, I was buying for myself.
Yeah.
So I'd buy it on, say, when Represent first started. And
We love Represent.
I do, man.
Still 10 years strong. Represent.
So I'd buy their stuff off eBay.
Yeah.
It wasn't as well known, but just you get it really cheap.
Got it, yeah.
And then I'd wear it for like a year or two, and then I'd sell it. But I'd sell it for more than I bought it for, and then I was on it. And then
I figured out that you could sell it for more than you bought.
I just listed it for more than I bought it and sold.
Yeah.
So I started buying more stuff online. So it started from like buying on eBay and then flipping on it.
And what was you doing at the time you was doing that?
I tried about 10 different jobs.
Did you?
Yeah. So there was no plan to take it as a job.
Yeah.
But it just sort of progressively happened. And then Depop came about. So I was on Depop like,
Was you one of the tops? Was you doing the whole top seller sort of chase?
yeah. To be fair, Depop was mad back in the day. I think
Depop is still pretty good now.
I don't use to
Not at all. Where do you sell that?
to be fair, they bought my code.
But eBay did.
No, Depop.
I was going to say eBay blocked one of my accounts as well. They started chasing some money. That's I think it would owe them that much money. It was basically, I did something on eBay. You could do this thing before, right, where you could like automatically list products, right? But you had a certain amount that you could list before it charged you. And I had this tool that could list all what I had on my Shopify, my website, where it was like instant closing period. Put 10,000 products on there. I got a fee saying you owe 500 quid because you surpassed this. It wouldn't actually reverse it. And as a result, I thought, shit, like, I do eBay.
You just didn't pay it.
But I got to the point where I had to start paying some of it because I was like, actually, it won't let me have an eBay account. Like they would if they sort of like to get rid of the black card on it. It was like, they wouldn't let me do it.
So did you start on eBay?
No, so I started on ASOS Mog. So I started,
that's the OG.
So I started in 2012. So I used to just, like literally probably how most people do it. I would go to the flipping charity shops. I would buy like, quick drive to 25. So I was just getting the bus everywhere, like literally picking up stuff, doing the charity shop. And then I used to be buying off this ASOS marketplace. I was buying all second-hand gear. And then someone said to me, they're like, why don't you just like buy your own and I sell it on there? So I'm like, oh, I'll give it a go. And I stayed on ASOS for like 7 years before even doing a website. It was going to build my whole brand of it. And I started off that.
I remember with ASOS, you had to use that later.
No,
That's why I didn't
you know what, that was the one thing, because for me, like, one of my big entry points is, I came in from aesthetic, I came in from like, so I did a media production degree. I came from space. I like taking photos and I just like clothes. And I used to go out a lot more than I do now. And like, meet people and be like, yo, you could actually wear my clothes. You look cool. Then I'd meet up with it's a random location and just shoot my clothes. They paid them like £1 an item to wear it. So I was like,
Is that what you did? You paid them per
pound an item. Yeah, it's been doing it until I was like probably like doing hundreds of items. And I thought maybe I need to do this in a bigger one, the smart business way. Like, but then that was the way I started, because I was just like, I like the clothing. I was just like, I create a picture. I like creating something that I'm like, no, I like this. Because a lot of people don't be Tom Felton because it's boring. And to me, that was my
visual. The visual,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Everything's visual. I mean, right now I've got 2 cameras on us filming this podcast sort of situation. Like, everything to me has been visual to work.
So you're not like a bedroom, so stop. Is it just like straight in?
So
Adam's going to.
Full guns blazing, full like complete obsessive compulsive disorder. But I started this, and it's like anybody can relate that sells clothes. I started to get a few, and then I'd like sell it to people. And I'm like, how on? I think just use all this money and buy even more and keep like mushroom effect. And I got to the point where like I was at my mum and dad's house, but I said to them like, they convert, the white convert. I got this racking system built in there, and I was like, I basically took over their house with like loads of like racking and stuff like that. And then I got this little unit that was just on the back of like a steam engine railway. And it was like £500 a month. And it was like a little boxy room. And I just thought, that was nice. It took me about 8 months from doing it at home to get out. And then a year later, I'm in the warehouse. Like,
this was a question we got a lot. How would you go from part-time to full-time? Yeah. So we can cover that. I was part-time for about 3-4 years. Yeah, 4 years, I think.
Yeah. What's your version of part time? Like, how much time did you give to? How much money did it generate for you?
So I'd say I started going to the Carboot every Saturday and Sunday. So I'd work Monday to Friday, then I'd do Carboot Saturday, Sunday, and then I'd use a couple of suppliers, and then maybe an hour a night to this. And then got to the point where I'd make like almost the same as my wage.
Yeah.
And I thought,
And how much time was you giving to it at that point?
Not a lot at all.
If you looked at it on a weekly basis, was it like 7 to 10 hours a week?
Yeah, probably. If I'm doing it.
Really?
Yeah. And so the money was that I was like, okay, this is, I'm not saying easy, but I can make money doing this.
Yeah.
So then I started hating the job.
Yeah.
So I started weighing, do I just take the burden? I was living at home at this place. So I had no bill, stuff like that. But a lot of people was when they don't go through it's because they're scared. Taking that jump.
Cool.
So I think you just act like
you turn like the money that you're making from your job to go, can I use that time more so to make more money for what you're doing? It's a risk.
I just kept telling myself, it doesn't work if you just get a new job.
Yeah.
It's not the same as some people might be comfortable in their job. I literally didn't care. I didn't care about my job. I was like, I'll just get another job. So that was, and that's basically how it happened.
Did you enjoy the Carboot side of things? Do you still, maybe not like saying to still, but when you're starting, did you enjoy the Carboot? Did you enjoy like this different version of your job?
I love the Carboot. Yeah, now it's different. It's my job. It's like my job in 2 ways now. Yeah, to get stock and for content.
That's a big,
takes the fun, maybe. Because sometimes when I take my glasses off, my Ray-Bans, I mean, and just do wow, yeah, I like suddenly get relaxed, and I just take it on, stroll around. I've already got my stock, I've already got my content, and I can just relax. And that's what it used to be all when it was part-time. It didn't like everything.
No, and you weren't making content back then, was you?
No. So we started content like 3 years ago, and I've been going the Carboot.
What was that one still?
10 years now. So.
There was that one reason. What was the click where it was just like, I'm going to start making videos now?
I still do watch a lot of YouTube channels, Carboot. And then, Gary that.
Of course I'm going Gary Vee's like that. Perfect, yeah.
Gary Vee constantly said everywhere, you need to post. So I just thought, let's just try it.
Yeah.
And then luckily, my first video, just went.
It was the first video.
Just me flat laying at the end of the Carboot, and then fell. I did 100K. First video.
Wow.
I mean, I'd done a couple before, but they were like What was your show in
Still time, the Carboot Guy as well.
No, it was my old shop, mate. So I used to go by the name Level already.
Right.
And that's why I used to set up as on the deep up there.
Yeah.
So I was in that. I did a few videos showing what stock. So I never did a car video, and then I did a Carboot video. It went on. And then every week I just did part 2, part 3, part 4. But it was boring. So what it was me showing what I got.
Boring to you because you probably just like were living in that and doing it. But like, this is the thing about people that are watching. Like, going back to what you said about like content, like car boost now. What people don't realize, probably for you, your content drives around like car boost. Mine is in the car boost. Mine is also everywhere else. The thing you did for your job then becomes working another way. Like people see us making content online, and the first question I get from people that call to me is they always go like, it was make quite a bit of it to be doing all the car boosts, which I find interesting. That question. It's like, I didn't do it to that to begin with, but once I realized that that's like, you could generate like that, I was thinking, this is actually a realistic job I can pursue, like manifest and go into it. Like, no, I can actually do content for a living.
So where did you first get your stock from? Was it charity shops?
No, that's first stock. So probably, you know what? I did it from charity shops to begin with. And then I used to buy eBay wholesale. I used to always look on eBay wholesale. And I found a supplier up north that I would use it for 7 years. I bought like 50 old 50s branded sports sweatshirts, like Pumas, old Adidas, like Copper Angels. You ain't finding them at all. I got it for like £4 a piece. And I thought, oh my God. Because at the time I didn't even have enough money. I just bring one of my mates and said, you want to go into business and like spot me £100 and we can both do this or this one. I was just spending all the money. I stopped thinking of even £100. Actually quite the math. But then he got into it and did it with me for a bit. And I don't know if you've had this before. I did it with mates a few times, and then they kind of went off to try and do it and weren't consistent with it.
And it's all about consistency.
Yeah, it is. It's really about consistency. How do you balance your like consistency with all the content that you do, plus everything else you're doing?
You have to sort of set a target. I'd say how much content you want to make in it, and then how much listings you want to post, stock awareness, and then you just got to stick to it.
Your time now. So if you used to say reselling and content, how much percentage of your time gets like reselling? How much gets content?
So probably still reselling is probably still like 80%.
Yeah,
but this is where I need to move more
with interest. I'm about an opposite here now, I think.
So I'm still like my main income was still these things.
Yeah.
Whereas
like
what I don't know about.
No, my main income is like I don't know because with content it's interesting. I think like there's a lot of money to be made from it. I honestly stay at this mindset where like I've got to enjoy what I'm doing. Like but I make my living from what I enjoy doing, because that's a beautiful thing. And it has got to the point now where like companies will start going, we're going to pay you to make a video, and that video is the name editor birds. Bring more money to this work. So that's good push back. So if you can't hear us, yeah. And by the way, this is like a first little pilot job. This is Jordan, who is the Carboot Guy on TikTok and Instagram. I think we're giving you about 10 minutes before we give it like an introduction to Ham Spencer, life and colleague Johnny Dance. We have some questions from people though. Like,
we need to get into some.
I think it's time to stick a Savannah in the words. I want to talk, and this is an interesting one. So like. Yeah, but all the sounds here, I took the wrong place. No, but like this, this is quite interesting. So we're actually in that Loros store, which is on the high street in Leicester. And honestly, everyone at Loros is super supportive of this, and it's mad appreciated. So if you can hear well, let us know, and do comment if you like seeing more. But no, it's politics, right? I think it's time to break down like what are the reasons that now this is interesting. We bonded. This is like hard. We first actually had a mutual like bond over the fact that we were mutually blocked by the same person. We were mutually blocked by this like a big account, and for
very big account.
Very big account. Like it's not even a joke. Like and what's funny about it is I live in that state where I'm like appreciate that person's content anyway, and from the outside had a lot of ratings for it.
Me too. So
when I actually realized it, I don't even know. You know how I realized it? So what people do on TikTok, do you get people sending you videos of someone's account?
My friend sent me these. They told you to go. I'm sent.
No.
So,
yeah, so your friend sent you the video.
So my friend sent me a video. And it was of this print.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see it.
Yeah, same.
And I was like, what's going on here? What's literally here?
I think it says the name at the top as well, and it just says you're available. And yeah.
So I then realised I'd been blocked. No idea why.
And it's been blocked on all accounts as well. And it's been like TikTok and Instagram.
No, it's just TikTok.
Okay, yeah.
But it was TikTok for me too. See, I don't know where it was. So, because I haven't posted on Instagram as well as TikTok. So, like, the TikTok I've been at it for a while. So,
but like, yeah, so that was that thing. So that happened. And it was kind of interesting because I've come from that industry where back in the day, we used to, I was doing about, we'd block other accounts and they'd do the same because you didn't want to show people what you did. I'd say I'm like in a proper growth mindset now where I'm like, live and let live. Anybody wants to do the same stuff, more power to you, do the same thing. But it was interesting. Like, why does you think that like happened? Why do you think like someone would
I have no idea. I haven't spoken to this person before.
No. I've never had any direct conversations, Pat, like one-to-one. And I've tried to not take it personally. I generally think, and again, I generally think that with these situations, when it's a big account, I think that there's probably other facts to play. I think that there's other people that are controlling what it is. And feel free to try and guess who you think we're talking about. But I've got no reason to disclose who it is because I actually don't mean bad on this.
I don't know the reasoning.
No, but it's interesting. Now, I'm going to take a bit of a jump. So while we're on the theme of like what I would say the politics and content, so like I said about like the sound is going to be a bit mad. Just like like these are just like collaborators often PM. How do you find people that do the same content as you? Do you make your peace with the fact that like if people are doing the same content, whether they've seen you and they're inspired, it actually boosts the profile of the whole thing?
I think it helps in the second because if someone starts to share someone else's content that's very similar,
yeah,
you're then going to get stuck into it.
Watch anyone's content.
So I don't actually watch too much content about that I do.
And I think this isn't a thing that gets missed with people that make the content. People that seem to make, like, I don't watch other people's content going to charity shops or wherever, because I'm like, editing it. And I think that's the same for all content creators, watch at a level.
It just doesn't interest me. Basically my view based work, aliens and conspiracy theories.
Yes. Nice.
Stuff like that. Well, proper random.
Yeah.
Aliens. They're literally. Really. And so I don't really watch other people's content, but I think that helps me in a sense because I'm not like taking ideas from anyone else. So I'm very authentic on how I'm making my content because I'm not taking it to somewhere else.
Well, that's the thing. I agree with that as well. Like, I'm not thinking, one of the big reasons, and I think this probably goes to say for a lot of content creators, when you're smaller, you might get bigger accounts to get inspiration. But I think like an imitation is the best form of flattery. Like if someone wants to do the same thing as you, you're doing the right thing. But what I would say is it's like probably similar to if I sit watching like-minded content creators, which I still appreciate as fact that do the same things, I'd be conscious that I would just start to become, I do what they do. And for me, it's like, I honestly say to myself, I've got like purpose, authenticity, and enjoyment. I'm like, I've got, it should be authentic to me and the person watching. It's got a good purpose and someone watching it's got to go, it's worth it. I got to enjoy it, man. Like I might be doing things like going to eat a £1 burger or like doing some random bit. I've got to enjoy the idea of it. And I reckon copying someone, I would enjoy it.
How do you feel about being copied? So say you do a video, you go and visit a certain shop, and then you see a video a couple of weeks later, someone really exact.
I've seen it happen a lot of times. And I think what I see this is the awareness I get to. I know that I've seen the content creators that would do something based on what I've done because they take something very, like they almost understand the niche element that I'm doing. So like some things I'll do is like I've said before, it's less about going to like the car booth or the charity shop. It's more about finding something unique with the charity shop, with the car booth. And
your own spin on it.
Yes.
You can put your own spin on it, like, we film a certain topic, say compass.
Yeah.
So we're both doing carbon content.
Yeah.
But it's different. If you can make it different, make it original, authentic, there's, that's good. But if you copy and forward it down to its head.
Keeping the cost of someone as well, I've always said like this. If you copy me, you're going to be copying a version of me that's changing me. Like and only in competition with myself, right? So for me, I've got the blueprint. I know for him, I know what I'm going to do next. You are copying somebody who's ahead because they're always there. And it's that comparison is the thief of joy. Like, if I start going, oh, you know what? Do you want to do this video idea? I'm going to actually do the exact same one. I'm trying to chase your high, but you're the one that's going, I'm just going to do what I want to do anyway. Like, that's why I think that I'll enjoy it. And I'll be honest, I'll be totally truthful. I don't think you'd want to do the content style I do because I almost have this overscale, don't give a shit kind of vibe.
I don't think many people could do one.
Because it's like, it's just so like, people go like, flipping out, you're just sort of like out there. It's like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for the people that are around as well. You should see, people don't see off the camera. And I think this is interesting because I want to talk about people being on the camera as well. People, when I'm filming, the amount of looks I get from people who are looking at me filming, I wish I could have a head count on showing people that. People like don't know what to think.
Social anxiety is scary.
Yeah, I'm not asked about that.
It's scary. We might do the vouch.
But this is an interesting one. So like speaking of people, right, being in the camera, what's your experience been with like having, because obviously when you're making content and you're doing it on your meta glasses, you're getting everybody in. So like whether they like it or not, if you give someone eye contact, you've got their face. How do you handle?
So I've had some big issues recently.
Really?
Yeah. So my videos are doing pretty well at the moment. So again, I like these. So when I get someone on camera, it's the person's eventually seeing it because it's either getting said to them by a friend or something. So
Yeah.
most people are actually seeing the content.
Anybody that's in the video will see it.
Well, eventually, if it goes viral, let's say now, my goodness, someone's going to send.
Yeah.
So I had an issue literally a couple of weeks ago. Some of you might have seen the video, but I bought a professional footballer's training kits at the Carboot Guy from Leicester. And I'd 2 days into the video, I'd been uploaded it, it was half a million of a film. And I get a message, TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, heavy.
From the professional footballer, and I thought, oh, this cop's good.
Yeah, it's not someone going to say thank you, like, Loros and knowledge.
And he's basically said, can you take it down? He doesn't put his family in the video and she's not a social media fellowship. And I just want to clarify, he was very, very polite and nice. Which made me feel worse. Because it's a sticky one, because it's a public place. We don't have to take it down.
No.
And I can see why people don't want to be on camera, but then
see, I can understand it, but at the same time, so like obviously your style is like you film through the glasses, you're right. My style is like filming my face and not getting the reaction. But I have it a lot of the time, like I've had similar to you in one way. This was actually a totally different way, actually, but I'll say this first. So I had it where I went to this Carboot, and there was a guy selling all of these like big Spider-Man ceramics. He had the Snow White one, he had the Slough, he had all this. And I did the video, which was like on the way a little bit. And I said to him before, I said, I'm going to film you. But this thing, yeah, go for it. Turned the camera, showed him, did all the stuff like that. And it was great. Bounced up. One day in, had like 4,000 views, and I ended up posting on Instagram. I get a message from an affiliate of his who then messages and says, hello, I need to request you in this video. And I thought, right. I went through the comments because I always think the reason why someone asked me to remove it is because they've seen someone that's made out of the comment. Now, because this guy was selling Spider-Man and ceramics and he's at a car booth, people were going, has he got the copyright for it, all this? And obviously at the time, I ended up calling him and I said, I'm not going to delete the video, but I'm letting you know that you got like free advertising, like modes that anyway. And he even said, I've had people calling me about my business. They did say, I've actually hit the bits now, so it doesn't matter that doesn't matter. Like whatever your situation is, if you're at a car booth, you're at a public place, and I'm filming, like, and you've given me the consent with that. But like, yeah, mine's always going to be in the root causes peace. So people might not know this. If you do a video and it gets views and you delete it, you don't get paid off that video. And when you're doing this as a part of your job, like you say, that video, let's be honest, a 500,000 video could pay you up to 250 quid.
So I'd made good in that first 2 days.
Well, on one video.
I've lost that.
Yeah.
Maybe good karma will come from it because I've taken
100% that, because like you said, the guy was being nice to you.
I know.
That goes a long way.
Also, it was only 2 days in, so it would have made more money as well.
Yeah.
So I've took a hit, to be kind, because really I could have just blanked him up, but it said no status. So
the stitch.
But I've taken it down. But, some I do keep up. But I'll never, like, if someone's getting a lot of abuse on my video, then I'm more than happy to take it down. But most of the time, I'm not out there trying to make anyone look bad. So there's not really any reason I think that it needs to be taken down.
No, I think this is the reality. Like, we live in this like parallel generation where you've got people like the Jack Jones TV that will run around and like pound someone in the street, and people have this like they'll see someone on the camera, they'll go, "I'm going to be made like this. You've been friend has made like she was going to take the lick at me," and all this sort of stuff. Like I'll say to people, I kind of have like very quick reaction. If someone say, "Don't film me," and I always be just like, "Don't get on my camera. I'm the star of them." Like, so I have to like you have to reverse the bravado a bit. I'm not trying to put ego at them. I'm like that. And I'll say to someone as well, like, someone like, I don't be on camera. Like, there's a CCTV camera just watching right behind, by the way. Like, what about when you go to Tesco to self-checkout? It's filming you straight away. Do you go like this? Like, you're on camera. Like, if you look at the stats, when you walk out your house, you've got to be on, like 20 cameras hang out. Like, different doorstop cameras, different all this. And that's footage that people are filming. Just because it's not on the internet doesn't mean it's not filming.
I think now, in this day and age, everyone needs to be prepared. When you leave the house, like, you could be getting filmed by someone.
Yeah.
The amount of people with rave old meters now is insane. So,
yeah.
You think that, like, as long as you know, you could be getting filmed doing whatever.
Do you think that the glasses will face any, like, legal battles from the fact that people can just film without, like, essentially permission? I just think it's like,
yeah, probably will go down that way because people will take the tooth to get clicks. Because you can film anything in your reels.
Yeah.
But people just don't know this. A lot of people say to me, like, do you ask for permission when I filmed you with Carboot Guy? So I'm like, don't. If someone mentions, like, they want your content, blah, 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 then they go, is it okay? He put publicity, this is jobs. And they, 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah. I think, like, that's so funny. I would argue that 80% of my videos wouldn't exist if I had permission to every single one, man. I like a recent one when I went with my auntie to Devon, and she said to me before, she kind of rumbled me. She went, "Are you going to ask permission first?" I was like, I don't ask for permission because I'm not doing it.
Too risky?
Yeah, it's risky. And we drove to this place and I went to this guy, like, "Can I film?" And I went, "Let me find out." And I went, "This is the go." And then as soon as they came back, this was like a recycling tip. Like, this was just, and I thought, they were talking about, and I went, I'm just not going to ask permission because realistically, I'll do it off the cuff. And then half the time, they always go, "What is that?"
Yeah.
That was wicked. Nice. Like, we're just going to use it on our Facebook. And
I think they get cautious. So to think, film, is that going to put me in a bad light? I mean, it happened to me. So I was meant to be on Channel 4's at the Carboot.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell me what they wanted me to do. So in the back of my head, I'm going, they're going to make me look like an idiot on telly.
Yeah.
So I was like, I backed out last minute. So I was meant to have like a full set on the Carboot King show. And I was ready for filming it. I just panicked. I panicked literally the morning. I went, no, really? Because I was worried that we're going to put it up at the height. But
First like is, you haven't cancelled it on the day.
And I just said, no, I'm not going to do this.
Well, they like, what they said?
Yeah, let's go there. Just start seeing things. But I watched it back. I watched the show afterwards, and they wouldn't have took it on. And then I've missed an opportunity now to like get on the hay out. So
you never know.
But that's just me being cautious. So if you go to someone's house, do you mind me filming? 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to say no. But then if you do it, anywhere it is.
Yeah, it's that. I think like we do live, and maybe it's better this like when you start to get views on the internet. I think some people are like they know that you'll get paid for what they do. That's why I started to go down the street where I was like, I'm going to promote with a videos business, and I give them a free ad. If it blows up, I get paid as a result. And it's what's good now. I couldn't just like actually. Can you make this video that you did for this random company? Like, it's like I've got a content CV for 1,000 videos. It's like, what kind of style do you want to see me do? But yeah, it's like, okay, interesting one about content. So people see the side that's on the surface, but they don't see the amount of random abuse. Yeah, random hate. Like, I mean, you probably get more hate as a reseller that people don't like because people have that mindset where they're like, you're making profits and all this. For me, mine's been similar actually, that the charity shops, most of the time people...
Would you say you get like a lot of personal hate because you're on the camera?
Jealous.
Yeah, I'm not.
I block everybody that wants to they get comment.
Do you?
And the reason why it's this is like, I'd end up like, and this would be like, say what last, I recently, this random guy on Facebook, got his whole profile, you can see him and his family and all this stuff in speak. Instantly, I'm too invested. I can see this guy that's putting something negative. And he was just someone who was sad about his own life because what he was commenting was like not true stuff. He was just trying to get a reaction. And he got one and I reacted. But for about half an hour afterwards, I was thinking about it. And I thought, that's such an expensive use of time for one comment when you can get hundreds. So I just thought, anytime someone, so my idea is, in the first comment, is it constructive or destructive? Now, you just read a comment out and next when you got the thought,
I remember literally, just before we started filming, we got, let's look at this one. I could watch something when it goes well.
Well, someone said something about £2 for some link for something.
Oh yeah, that was it.
The other thing one link for comment.
It was openly haggling. So haggle a lot before I'm gonna get a few forced. I mean, it does well for the video. That's do get a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Like I think compared to,
do you play into the hate for the content you do?
So I never used to. So now I do lean into it a bit.
Known as rage bait, by the way.
Yeah, but not like complete rage bait. But I will lean into stuff. I mean, I will haggle on some items now purely for the video.
Yeah.
So I'm about to buy something now, and it's just. So I do it just to warn people. But yeah, I do get a lot of hate. Do
you think that by doing that then, so if you do the thing that triggers people, do you accept that you're just going to get a bit of hate as a byproduct? Because I do it where I will say things incorrectly on purpose. I don't like to say too much about like the thing, but sometimes you have to. What I learned is people would rather correct you and applaud. They rather tell you did something wrong than go, that's wicked at what you've done.
So if I bought an item, the Carboot, and I know it's kind of cool, just find out, try it out first. I'll post it still.
Yeah.
And won't mention its fake. Yes, people, like I said, love to shame.
Well,
And they love to get one up on you. So
yeah,
someone's saying, it's fake, I don't know, you missed out on it all. That helps the video. So I'll post it either way.
Yeah.
So, people, like I said, people want to put me down on social media. I'd like to know what other people think of this. Do people not make content purely because they don't hate?
No.
So like, for me personally, doesn't bother me. Sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I'll step back a few comments.
Do you think it doesn't bother you now because there's actually a reward at the end of it? Like, even if you wasn't getting a reward, would you kind of like,
you know what? No, I don't think it'd ever bother me because I look at hate as some loser sat on the internet trying to make themselves feel better.
Yeah, of course.
So, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
If you've got time to hate, but just keeps like, if there's a video I don't agree with, I just swallow.
I had a perspective before when someone said, imagine this, it's Friday, you've just been paid. You've got your wage, and then you decide to scroll to the internet and give hate to someone. It doesn't out to it. Like, you're not out for negative stuff to someone because it's always a mirror and protection for you. Like they say, the reason why people hate and people that do things is because they're insecure of the idea of failure for themselves. Like, I couldn't do that, and you do that well. I'm in your lap because I can't do that,
and I can 100% guarantee we will get at least one hate comment, of course, from this podcast.
At least.
So
the problem is, it would be whatever angle that would be from.
That's what you're gonna take note of the hate comments more than the positive as well, which is a shame, really, because I get so many messages. People being so stories. People DMing me saying, I've got them into retail, I've got to go to the common records. They're making money from.
How does that make a feel?
And I try and reply to every single. I do miss out. I do get a lot of messages constantly every day. So I can't sit there going,
well, that's the thing. I got to put now where it's like minimum of. So I've spent probably minimum 7 days a week, 3 hours a day replying to messages and DMs. So I get like.
So do you reply to every DM?
I got to the point now where I reply to every comment and I try and do the DMs if I can. I get about 40 to 50 DMs a day and about 500, 600 comments a day on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and YouTube. And I just like pick up some and try and reply because you've got to keep the algorithm.
Why don't people realise this either? Why don't people realise when they message us, they don't realise how many messages they get?
No.
Don't get me wrong, we haven't got crazy following.
But we're not a PR team that are managing it. It's like have you ever thought of having somebody to like manage that side of your stuff or not?
So, only recently, really. So my sister was a marketing manager, so kind of saw was welcome.
Yeah.
So I just use her just to like get her opinion.
That's
To reply on what to ask for with certain stuff. Like, I haven't thought about horror. I'm not there yet. I know it's in.
The only reason I think about that would be with on there is to like, the one thing I need, right, is organized the structure. Because to me, every day that's like, I don't know where I'm going tomorrow. I know I'm somewhere else, but I keep going and try. But it'd be nice to have structure so that, I don't think he wants to all reply to your comments anyway, because it's just going to come like one of these like, it's ages.
I don't think I'd want anyone replying to anyone on social media if it wasn't.
No.
I think more business repliers. That's something. So I'd want someone to, if I'm getting contacted by brands, I'd rather someone sort that out. But personally, people messaging me, I want the price go there. So, I don't know. We'll see. It depends how big the following is. So
what's your, I don't really like things of gold. So I'm one of them annoying people where I live 24 hours at a time and live in the present moment. So like, right now, this is all that's here. I'll just go out like this moving forward. Do you have like a sort of kind of like in a year's worth of time, 5 years worth of time, you want content and here you want research in, but do you want it to evolve into something different than what it's now?
I think my opinion on it was changed a lot over the last couple of months. So the social media was just almost like a side project for my reselling, but because it's just sort of slowed.
Yes. Content.
Yeah, the content. I think maybe I want to go down that route more. Hence one trick face and stuff a bit more. So you can get more brand deals that way.
What do you feel about having your, like, this is the one thing I thought of recently, like, is another thing that gets overlooked with content, I think, is when he gets looking at your face, you are just looking at you. All of the time. Like, that's the one thing, like, you can't really be self-conscious about it, can you? You have to
watch the word post.
No, you have to accept it however you look.
I remember like a few years back, I did my first voiceover thing.
Yeah.
And I was cringing so like you're like, I didn't post it. I was like, cool. I sound like an idiot. I can't post it. And then I eventually posted it. Now I could just sue it. Just chill.
Yeah.
Do a story, get like tens of thousands of people watch my story. I don't even think about it.
Did you disconnect from the fact that are you aware of like what the number means? Like if you saw 10,000 people, it's like half of the stuff being like Leicester Stadium, for example. Like imagine that many people just clicking on your story in 24 hours.
Well, I don't think it processes. I think like I don't know if people realise the story shit. I said no, it's still following isn't seeing your story. Like you can get like the story post could hit like 20,000 views to 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm there, bloody hell, I'm just chatting for working, and 20,000 people have just watched that.
Yeah.
It doesn't post, like it's just numbers. But if you had, like I said, if you more into a stadium, for a stadium, that many people have just watched too.
Honestly, I think that sometimes I'll be like, literally do a video where somebody, I don't know, like, did one where I did like a mystery bag. People would love to see the mystery bag. And I went in and I was wearing these shades that made me look like Paris Hill and I looked ridiculous. I looked like an idiot. And I was sitting in the back of my van, banging my head. And in the first day, I think it had done about 500,000 views. And I was thinking, 500,000 people, like, they don't just see like what's in the mystery bag. I've just been waffling, like talking absolute nothing. And these people are just watching your mannerisms, watching that. That's what's wild. Like when people come up to me, because obviously they see the content, they've got that thing where they're like, they've seen a lot of me, something more than I realised. See,
do you know what? I saw a post the other day, actually. I should have saved it. I should have sent you watch it. It was about how like you only really attach yourself to engagement. So the likes and the comments on a lot of videos, you're like, this many people comment. So that in your head, that's how many people watched it.
Yeah,
but you could have like, say I've been doing my TikTok for like 3.5 years now. I could have a follower that's watched every single video the full way through, absolutely loves the content, but they've never made a comment, never liked the video. They just don't do it.
No,
but they could be like my number one fan. That's that.
Yeah,
and like I wouldn't even know. And you say like, so I'm average 100,000 views, good at least 50,000 of them to be like loyal watchers.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, don't write anything, don't call it. That many people. So something just dropped from the books over there and so. And now, yeah, basically, you can have 50,000 people watching your videos every single time. And you don't realise, and that's when you don't realise like the numbers. No. So numbers, so like I don't process the numbers, I process the likes in the comments.
Yeah.
Really. Well, like I said, I won't watch a lot of content. I very rarely comment anything. And there's people, and I'd like to see them true actually. And then there's people like, I'll watch religiously or TikTok, but I don't even like their videos. So like they won't really like why I'm like a big supporter. You know, it's I'm not supporting it on
Like that with YouTube, I realise like I'll watch content and then they'll say something in the video where they go, 80% of you don't subscribe. I'm like, I've been watching you for a year, and I'm like, oh, I'm not even subscribed to you, mate.
Exactly, but
I'm watching the videos all the time, yeah.
And that's what we won't realise. Like,
it's interesting, isn't it?
When we see our following, it's like, I didn't do all that. Really? Like, our followings could end of this back. They're big. They are big.
Just growing.
How many of them are like silent watchers? And that's what the post was about that I saw. It was like to remind you, it's got more people watching it than we think I've gotten doing it. Fans, you know, supporters.
Do you look at the people that watch you as fans, or do you look at them?
No, I think so. It's a bit of a don't.
My thing is,
I don't want it to come across like that. But some people are like, see, for me, I don't look at my content as like. It's strange because most of my friends had like point of view. Well, I don't feel like people watch it to me. I feel like people watch it as like an experience. Whereas I say, you on the other hand, I think your content's more with you. So I feel like you probably do have fans, where I just have people who enjoy the content.
You make the place you go with the brand, whereas I've made me just being that person who goes to a place. Like, yeah,
and this is where I want to switch it up for a bit. I'll maybe go down that route and now because more people are doing what I do. So, like there's so many people doing point of view content at Carboot's charity shops now. So I need to sort of mix it up.
Yeah.
So,
okay, what would so I think this is good. I think limiting our products is good to pass it on. What would be the number one like bit of advice we could give somebody watching this that wanted to start making content? Like, what would be the best thing that'd be the best one? What would be really?
Just post and easy. Just post, like, don't overthink it. The amount, so my most viral videos at that point have always been videos that I didn't think were going to go wrong.
Yeah.
So my best videos I've made about that's going to be game killers. But haven't. So it's really weird. So it's on you just make a load of content, and then listen. This is one thing as well. You just film in a day. You don't have to post it.
No.
So you could just film and then go and edit it. You don't have to post it.
Right.
Just post it. And then be consistent. And I always think people that get a following now and average content. But as long as they're consistent.
And that's actually what my friend Harry has said. But like I was gonna say, what are you telling me? What's that? I'm just taking a little podcast clip right here. Not just good. I did whatever you want. I got a whole career, the whole gang. That I think as well, the big thing with what you just said about like just posting and not thinking like, I would probably actually match that. And my best advice I would give someone would be, don't care what anybody thinks. Don't listen to anybody. Honestly, I'd say right now, I couldn't give three single shits what anybody thinks about what I do, my content, or anything like that, because they're not me and they're outside planning it. And anybody that tells you that goes, I don't like it because of that, it's like, that's your opinion based on what you've experienced. I couldn't give based on that. And you have to, unfortunately, like, what I've learned about life is through probably experience from being a people for years, right? And it's like when I used to make content of brand, if you like, I'm going to make you like this, or I'm not doing it in the right light. I just realised, just do whatever you want.
You know, you close me up people, please.
No, you can't. You can't.
You've got to think to yourself and do what I'm.
Some content warriors. And like this,
he said,
those summons.
You just got to be you.
Yeah.
And not even if your family are like saying, oh, you're really going to punch that, just don't listen to it.
Yeah, who cares?
Sometimes. And you'd be surprised in how many people enjoy the content.
The biggest thing as well is it's like, most people won't make the content because, and this is what's so funny, people cringe themselves as their life views. Oh my God. What like ways that I think you battle cringe is do the thing that actually embarrasses you first. So I started doing it where like I'd go to the Carboot and I'd flick my slider off straight away. And I knew that people would like be like, oh, why are you doing that? That's so like weird. And people go up to me like, I love it when you flick your slider off. I'm like, that's a weird thing to call someone to say in the street and go like, to flick your slider off again.
Yeah, I think you've got to not do yourself serious, prepared to like be embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's one thing I was worried about, like the busts. I cringe of watching myself. Say I watch this back and I'll probably cringe at it, but now I'm not. I don't care so much. I don't care.
It's cringe. You feel the feeling, like honestly, like I think, and it comes from constantly doing it. Right, if you're like, for me, it's like I'm watching my face, I'm watching my head, I'm watching the point now where I'm like, I know what I look like, and sometimes I watch the videos, like I look like I've just been like flicked off the floor. Like I'm just like, I look like all the state. I'm just like, but that's how I look right now. If I sit there going, I made myself look all this type of way, I'm too focused on the two-dimensional. Like people are watching it because they look at that. Why do you watch content? You try to do it to escape from somewhere. You want to get inspired. You want to educate yourself. That's what people are watching content for as well. They're watching yours to get inspired. And it's the same way.
Also, you will look at every tiny detail that he does.
Always, yeah.
Whereas the consumer, they're not looking at that. They're looking at a full video. So like you will look on words you've said like weird or like just literally stuff that does not matter.
It's so micro-focused.
And no one else will even notice. No, you just need to just post it. I actually had a conversation with another just reseller about they wanted to make content and I was like, just post it. On the arse, like I was thinking so. There's not much more you can say. Just post it.
And I think
you'll evolve as well. Like your content will grow a lot. Like my first video is horrendous compared to like the last video.
Yes. But what you like? One thing I like is like do what others think is work that to use to play. That's for me. It's like I'm honest, and I say this right now. I enjoy all the videos I make, and it's like going into a chocolate shop, going into like a mystery bag, doing it all. I'm like, it's for me, and I don't know about you, but I pre-think about how this video is going to roll out, how I'm going to look, where I'm going to be able to put some sort of comical flirt. All the observations have to be it, and like living through that lens, like I can't think, you have to be there visually. I've got to find things to observe. Don't like this, give an opinion.
What's to say? You are very sort of it's a bit different per like what it is. Content because it's more like in the moment.
I thought about having those glasses and then start having a little go with it, but I think I'd end up waffling so much that I would just laugh. I'd be just talking the whole time, and it'd be more like comical observation. You make content, and currently it's like about stuff that you're doing part of your business. And do you want to make content that's outside of that and be like just a brand yourself?
Yeah, so like I did a couple of recent videos with me in it. Is in went to like an Oasis, which is nothing to do with that. It did okay, and that it gave me a taste of it. So I will try moving into that thing. So getting over. It's trying to get me ideas for it now.
Yeah.
There's plenty of ideas out there. Again, it's just like I'm just going to do it, post it,
and just be honestly. I know this is where like we're probably where we have like not different. Like I just come from mindful. I'm just gonna be curious about anything. I can get excited by the idea of going to try like a new McDonald's story. If I can think that video has something, like I start doing too good to go.
There's a video,
you think everything.
I said food reviews. It's not in the YouTube account that's doing food reviews and getting millions of views.
People like to watch people eat. It's funny, but like, I find myself watching people eat, and I'm like, why am I doing this? But there's a million people like, I'm gonna watch this fast.
Also, that's the deeper. Would you say you want to go more down like the long form content?
And
would you rather push the short term?
Interested in it because like people have this odd, I think he mentioned like a question about like how do you crack the short form and the long form. I personally think like long selling, you've got to have the gift of the gab. You've got to be willing to be able to speak and do stuff like people have the whole different styles. For me, one of my first things was like, I'm going to turn the camera on and I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to talk for 20 minutes. And the first few videos got 100 views, about maybe 1 or 2 comments, but just kept showing up to that. And what's good as well is it's like, if you make a video talking out loud similar to this, you're connecting to everything you said. So like, you're like reaffirming all the thoughts you got about content, about business. So like, you might think that it's just passing on advice, but like, you're just reminding yourself what you believe and what you know about what you think and stuff. And I think that's like, that's wicked. And not to the shit about what anybody thinks about you. Not like just embracing you, innit? Like embracing like your uniqueness. But I think long form and short form have to be done differently. You want to crack short form, annoy people in the first 3 seconds. You want to crack long form, just be interested.
It's a different gap.
About it, yeah.
I think just short form, it's all about attention span. So
Yeah.
you got to stop people swiping. Whereas long form, people are more relaxed about watching, say, you're acquiring, so it's functionally true.
They're invested.
So yeah, so the more, so as long as they're invested in the video, you could think short form. You've got to keep them hooked because I think this flick.
Honestly, yeah, they can. And it's totally like my average watch time on a short form could be anywhere between like 15 to like 40 seconds. On a long form, it can be anywhere from 10 minutes to 25 minutes. That means the average person watches like 20 minutes. That's a long time. It's very long time. Like just watching like one person. Like the long form as well. I feel like this is the one thing I've got different. I actually listen to the comments on long form properly. I'm like, if you've taken 20 minutes to watch this, whatever you've got to say,
Yeah, it was about knowledge.
yeah.
So yeah, you're the only one really sick do long form content on TikTok.
Yeah, so I
So
actually,
you've done what, 15-minute videos?
I posted half an hour before as well, because you can post up to 30 minutes on TikTok. So I just actually post 30 minutes.
So I think one of the first ones I saw of your TikToks was about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here? I'd never seen it. I watched the whole thing. And I was like, what? I just sat on the phone. I don't think I'd ever done that thing. So that's a new one. Not many people,
And I was like, yeah,
not many people are doing that. So
yeah, it's because it's so easy to flick off the, like saying on a YouTube, it's like you're more present. But I don't know, man. I think like when it comes to content, when it comes to reselling, I genuinely think I've come to that point now, having a business that closing up. I think just do what you enjoy, you know. Do what you enjoy. If you can make that free content, I think that's a good thing. It's what to do.
but we'll get there eventually.
Do you think out of this hour on tour, do you think there's anything we've missed? Because I know people give a lot of comments. I can see this camera's turned off again. I think it's getting it's quite hot in here, so it's just over here. It is quite good.
So yeah, it might have been a slow burner at the start, but we got into it. Yeah, a lot of people were asking about Carboot and charity shop experiences, just about like best thing we've ever found, was the funniest thing that I've ever happened. I know it's a lot freshly about that, but I don't know if you want to say that for a little bit.
And I think that like the one thing that people choose it actually as well, they're like, what's like the biggest sale? It's like when you do this for a living, do thousands and thousands of month constantly every year,
You forget.
and you don't focus on that, you just in the process. I think that this is the best objective to comment. If you got to this point, these comments saying, I got to this point, wow.
Oh yeah, but should we say an emoji bit? Took out of this.
Yeah, go on, what emoji?
There's nothing because then you know them.
Yeah, what emoji? Any emoji just starts.
I don't know. Oh yeah, true. I don't know. But yeah, if you have got this far, let us know. See, like if you want us to do it, we're open to do.
Yeah, definitely.
And the topics, questions, if we do it in one, we might do a Q&A.
I think the Q&A would be good. I think
Because I think it'd be a bit bored, but I'll have it.
yeah, and also people get, because when we just spoken, the conversation is probably like meanders is different topics fast. You probably not finished the point to move
I
on.
can't even remember what we spoke about.
No, but
Yeah, we can. We'll keep it like quick and long on this with some Q&A. So, drops the question.
yeah, I will see you on a podcast or two soon. The best night, 7 bet.